that she's found him out there on the town. She can have anyone she wanted when the dealing's done. She mentioned on the phone that she'd find her own way out.
You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez, the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. Wow. Sounding really loud here. Is that better? I'm hoping it's better. I think it is. Anyway, welcome to our program. Welcome to our show. That's correct. I was the one making the mistake. Sorry, everybody. This is the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show, a program for members of the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, where you don't have to be Hispanic to join. All you need to do is show up. And when you show up, you bring referrals, you bring people. That makes you successful. And that's something we talk to our members about all the time. If you want to be successful in any organization, it's not just a matter of paying and being on some directory. That doesn't work. So when people tell me, Carlos, I'm not in your directory, I usually say, do you ever show up to actually put a face to a name so people know who you are? Because that's what's going to get you business. Unless you're a plumber, or an AC person, especially now in the heat, having an insurance agency or having a benefits agency or having professional services of any type, including attorneys and name it, CPAs. If you don't show up to events where people get to know you, it's very rare that they're going to call you just because you're on a list. So with that being said, welcome to the program. We have a great show for you today. It's all about Martha. She is Martha Rios. She's a dear friend of ours at the Chamber. She's a founding member. She has a beautiful smile, above all, a beautiful heart. And I think you're really going to enjoy our interview today. She's going to talk to us all about Altus Consulting, which is where she works. Martita, thank you for being on the program.
Thank you so much. It is a pleasure being here today with you.
And listen to that. Since she also has a modulated radio voice. If you guys know what that is, don't worry, you'll hear it. It's just someone who's actually, who sounds good on the radio. Martita, have you had any training on radio things?
No, I have not.
Is this your first time?
This is actually a couple of times now.
You've done this many times. And I know because, see, the way I met Martha, just so you guys know, and we'll get into our program in a minute, but I have to explain something. The way we met is I saw her on Facebook. This is 2 years ago.
Yes.
Or even more. And I remember I saw you doing something. You're like a cowgirl.
Escaramuzas.
Okay, so in English, what do they call that? Like rodeo?
It's like a scrimmage.
Like Mexican rodeo.
Yes.
Let's go with that.
Yes.
And your daughter is an actual like jockey, so to speak? No.
Jinete, escaramuza.
I know, that's Spanish. What do you call that in English?
Just a woman rider.
Okay, there you go. She's like a cowgirl, like a real cowgirl.
Yes.
That makes Martha a cowgirl's mom, which is even better. Anyway, so this is an art form in Mexico. It's a tradition.
That is correct.
And it's very hard to sustain. It's hard to gather the people to do it because it's a team sport.
It is.
And you do? That's something your family does?
Yes. We've been doing it now for about 17 years. Mm-hmm. And my daughter has been in it. She's now 20 years old. And she's been in it since she was 9 years old.
Wow.
And they ride side saddle. And they do a performance, riding, of course, their own horse. It's the team is formed by 8 women. It can be girls or it can be women. And in this case, they do a scenario of random, I want to say arts in horseback riding, and which actually counts towards points. And there are judges for that. And so there are competitions throughout not only the city in Houston, but surrounding like San Antonio, Fort Worth, Dallas. And eventually there's like in-state and interstate competition and eventually international.
Wow. And okay. So just for you guys listening, you have to imagine this. It's like you're in a ring in a rodeo. And there's 8 or 9 girls and or women, either or both, I'm not sure, side saddle riding horseback at about 100 miles an hour. And they're doing all these pirouettes and all these different things with the horses. You can see and feel just the excitement of the whole thing. And it's beautiful. And it's called a escaramuza. That's something that's a tradition in Mexico for at least a couple hundred years, maybe.
Yes, since the revolution, the Mexican
1910?
Revolution.
Was it 1910? That's 100 years. Let's go with 100 years for now. Okay. Bottom line, guys, if you've never seen something like this, maybe at some point we can put more pictures on your Facebook. But that's how I found you,
Yes.
right? So like then we arranged to have a phone call, right? And we talked a lot about this whole thing. I remember that when I met you, you told me we're taking the horses. I think it was somewhere south to Galveston or something, and it was like 8:00 at night, and you were driving with a whole bunch of like a caravan of people.
Yes.
Is it a family thing that you guys do, Martha?
The majority, I want to say half of the team, it is family. It's my sister, daughter, my nephew, my niece. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
two
nephew.
nieces, and then of course 4 other young ladies as well. And it is very family oriented, and we do enjoy it because it does require family. It does require dads.
A lot of help.
A lot of help. Dads, boyfriends, brothers, everybody, so you have your grandparents, you get the whole family come out and cheer for you. So it's very fortunate.
Like if I ever showed up, I'd be the one squishing the bugs and carrying the things that are heavy.
Yes.
Okay. So I know my place. I don't get to ride a horse.
Okay.
I get to pet the horse, but I will be picking stuff up.
You get to feed them.
I'll feed them
Okay.
and just watch. But horses are beautiful. So this is just a tradition, guys. And it's a great way to start the show just by telling you a little bit about Mexican tradition, about Hispanic tradition, because that's, it's what I love about this organization, that our members are actually very open. Every time we share things about our heritage and about who we are, they actually smile because they want to learn about us, And to me, that's wonderful because other organizations are not that way. And their culture is not that way.
Right. And thank you for that.
Oh, no, including organizations like Hispanic Chamber organizations. I mean, they have other priorities. So there you go. All right. We just went to a networking luncheon at Spring Creek Barbecue. It was warm in there.
It was.
But I told the kitchen, right? I mean, I told the guys, the manager, hey, dude, listen, it's hot in that room. He goes, sir, it's hot everywhere. He goes, just go outside. I go, that's not helping. He goes, the temperature's been down. He goes, I mean, the air conditioning was at 68 degrees. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. He said, but it's doing nothing. It's just too hot. The doors are opening and closing. He said, right. I'm sorry. So, I mean, it was tolerable. I don't think people were so insane. I didn't see anybody passing out.
Well, I think also what actually gave that feeling was that the room, you had great attendance as well.
Absolutely.
So
about 50 people.
Yes.
It was a big room.
That was the biggest one that I've seen. That was the biggest group that I've seen so far in that area right there. And it's wonderful to see the organization grow so nicely.
And you know what's weird? We did have a big group, but still I could have counted at least 10 people who I thought were going to be there that weren't. So even if, we have 50 and they're all members, 95% of the people that weren't members, there's still a big group of folks that didn't show up today. So yeah, we're growing very, big time because if we keep having attendance like that, we're going to have to move.
Yes.
And then I don't know what we're going to do because there's nothing else around here that has a big enough room. We'll figure it out.
We'll guys, cross that bridge when we get there.
Guys, but thank you so much for showing up. The big key to that group and the key to networking that we always talk to people about is that you have to show up with something in your hands, in your heart for other people, even if it's encouragement, because sometimes you don't have enough referral. But if you tell somebody, look, I like what you do and I'm going to try to do something for you, I think that's also helpful because it motivates you.
That's right.
I don't know how many of these things I've attended, Martita. I'm sure you have never attended these, but the ones where you go and they ignore you. There are certain groups in Houston that they've invited, the presidents have invited me personally. I've seen you at these groups. And then when I go and I look for the president who invited me, she won't even talk to me. I'm like, okay, I'm here. So who are you? Like, what do you mean? You're Facebooking me left and right. You want me to come here? I'm here. But I'm glad I found you and we can talk.
Right.
So sometimes it's a cultural thing. I don't think they do it on purpose.
Right.
Right. I think it's easy for them to invite you because they're in the privacy of their home. But then when they're out in social settings, it's hard for some people it's awkward for them to interact. Anyway, today was not awkward. Today was fun. It was good. And you did a great job. Thank you for coming to our meeting today, Martita.
Thank you. It's great when I have the opportunity to come and attend,
I know.
Which I've missed once in a while in there, and I don't like it, but sometimes work and
people miss you. It was something that a a lot of our listeners don't know because they're newer. Martha is a founding member of our organization. She started when I met her, well, it's 2 years ago. So, and so it's not the first time you come to our events, and certainly not the last. And people love it when you show up because, like I said, you add a lot of elegance, a lot of beauty to our group, and that's exactly what we love about you. So thank you for being there.
Thank you.
Tomorrow we're in Katy, a place called Cape Cod Cafe.
Yes.
We've changed it up. We mixed it up. The chef of Cape Cod Cafe, Dave Martin, is from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and it is Massachusetts. The fresh. Do you like lobster?
I do.
See, Martita, maybe you'll show up there. Who knows?
That's a great restaurant. I would love to be there.
We've had. Have you gone?
No, never.
One? Okay, there's one in Spring, and the Cape Cod Cafe Express in Katy. The food is incredible. It's fresh. He flies in his lobster on Mondays and Fridays, something like that. He always has fresh food. Mm-hmm. There's no freezers. I mean, it's unbelievable. So we look forward to it. It's exciting. Tomorrow, lunch, Cape Cod Cafe Express in Katy. Thursday, we're in the Galleria, the Tamagaucha. You like that one?
Yes.
Good, right?
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yeah, and you're hungry. I know you're hungry right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Martha Rios is salivating here in the studio. So when we come back, we're going to talk more to Martha Rios with Altus Consulting Group. So please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
The Hispanic Chamber Connection is sponsored by the Amel Insurance Agency, located at 719 Sawdust Road, Suite 103, The Woodlands, Texas. The Amel Agency is a family-owned insurance agency that provides home, life, automobile, and umbrella insurance coverage. Since 2006, the Amel Agency has been a bilingual insurance service for businesses and private citizens in the Montgomery County area. For more information on the Amel Insurance Agency, please visit the Hispanic Chamber Connection at www.irlonestar.com/HCC. The Amel Insurance Agency is available by telephone at 832-525-5656 or online www.amelagency.com. The Amel Insurance Agency is a sponsor of this program, and the Hispanic Chamber Connection thanks you.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1 and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
We're back. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show, sponsored by the Amel Agency. We have to reiterate that because we're so thankful to the Amels. This is a forward-thinking, visionary insurance agency that can give you a quote in 5 minutes. Guys, I've been driving down the Katy Expressway, and I realized, okay, I don't have insurance. I call them up, drive with my knees in order to be able to type in some things, and boom, by the time I reach my destination in Katy, I'm insured.
That's service.
Oh, fast. And the bigger thing is, I wouldn't say it that way, but I trust them. And that's what you need with your insurance agency. I know that if I had an issue, I can call them and they'll answer anytime because they're regular people. So, I'll text them and say, hey, I have an issue. And they'll answer me, which is you can't do that with Progressive or with other things. So it makes a big difference. Anyway, this is Martha Rios. And I'm going to ask Martita. And I say Martita because Martita is a term of endearment. For those of you that don't know, the ending ita and ito, female, ito for males, is a term of endearment. Like for me, it's Carlitos. That means little Carlos, really, but it's more of a sweet way of calling someone.
Right.
Con
cariño.
Cariño being that. Okay.
With warmth.
With warmth in your heart. So Altus Consulting, Martita. hold on, because I'm going to do this real quick. This will be just un minutito. Just tell us a little bit about what it is and how it works. Okay? So go ahead, please.
Yes, I just want to let you know a little bit about what I do. The company I work for is Altus Consulting Group. And what we do is actually corporate retirement plans. The benefit of doing that, a lot of small companies, the benefit would be not paying too much taxes on a corporate level, but we also can help you on a personal level, your personal financial, and also as an employee, also tax deferred savings. It could be with pre-tax or after tax. So these benefits actually will help business owners to attract more employees as well. So there's different ways that a 401k or a retirement plan can actually help these employers. You can actually call us at 281-367-5393. We are a team of employees and advisors that we can help you not only with that, but we also have other services as well, like medical, also personal financial planning, business planning as well. So these are some of the few items that we have in Altus Consulting Group. Thank you.
All right. Guys, did you hear that? That is Martha Rios's modulated radiophonic voice. She sounded really... You heard that, right? What a difference, Martita. You got really serious, though.
I did.
See, now you're really pretty again because you're smiling. But earlier you were, I'm a talk deferred.
Too serious.
Well, but it sounded good, so that's okay. You sound great, and you look great too. It's just there was a difference. Did you notice it or no?
Yes. I was just trying to concentrate. I was trying to look for the little camera.
That's so cute. I know you're trying to look at the camera and you look at the wrong button. You're looking. No, I'm joking. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So let's go back to the whole idea of how'd you get into this business? It sounds a little bit less simple than simple insurance. There's a little bit more to it for sure. How'd you get into it?
And there is actually about, I want to say back in 1999, I actually moved to Houston from Bryan College Station. And I was working at a bank and I was kind of helping a little bit on several departments, customer service, loan department with loan officers. And my, I got a little bit of experience on all of the departments due to me having to translate to Hispanic people. At the bank, I was just maybe one of two individuals that actually were bilingual. Mm-hmm. So I was really young back then.
Back then you were really young. Okay.
So anyway, worked my way up. I got to be very appreciative with everyone there. Mm-hmm. And eventually I had the opportunity to move back into Houston. So moved to Houston. I say back to Houston because Houston was where I left
Is that where your family was from?
Yeah, well, we are from the Valley. We call it the Valley, but that is actually Mission, McAllen.
They call it the Valley.
We call it the Valley, mm-hmm. Exactly. But we had many years of been living here in Houston. So when I moved here to Houston, I came back with a recommendation with the interest of going into the banking industry.
Okay.
And met a neighbor. This is funny now. But I met a neighbor actually, mm-hmm. and we hit it off very, very well in my new house. Mm. And she was working for a 401k company, and they were looking for someone. Okay. And so did the interview, and I was hired within 2 weeks.
Wow!
And so been in the industry ever since, since then, and it's really been a very great experience because I've learned so much, not only to do on my own, to put it to work for me, or my family, my relatives, my children now, but also which is a great opportunity to be able to help other people do so as well and understand. It is not an easy theme, not a theme, but a career. It's not easy, but everybody needs to save money because Social Security is not going to be enough.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking? Okay, a couple of things. Mm-hmm. One of them, yes, it's a tough business you're in, mainly because you have to have licenses. I mean, there's all these requirements, all these stipulations, and all these regulations and stuff. And another one is I'm not going to retire. I'm just going to forego the whole retirement thing. I'm going to go fishing when I feel like going fishing. And I'm thinking that maybe if I need to, I'll be doing a presentation like to 1,000 people. I'll finish, say goodbye, go back to my dressing room, and then that's where I'll just stay. Let them pick me up from there.
Oh, well, Carlos, that's a very good wishful thinking. Yeah, it's a good strategy, but nothing guarantees it's going to be that way.
Well, you never know.
Right.
I have friends that have actually done that.
Really?
Well, a couple of people and it's a weird topic to talk about, but
it is. It's kind of like talking about death. Right. Nobody likes to talk about that, but eventually it's going to get there. Retirement is the same thing. We may not retire, right? But at least you'll be more solvent.
But who said Walmart's a bad place to work?
It is not. It is. People watchers, people greeters.
I know, but some of the folks that are there, they seem to be having a good time. But then there's other ones that that they.
Well, I think in any situation, you got to have a positive mindset as well. And you got to enjoy every step, even though it's not where we like to be, but you got to enjoy the ride.
Sure. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Okay, so then the kind of people you guys work with, the kind of companies that hire you or that work with you said 401k is one of your things.
That is correct. That is one of our many services. And the type of companies that actually we service, we're actually the advisors. We work for those companies, for the small companies, the one that hire us.
Okay.
Not the record keeper. So it's kind of like a team. It's kind of, I want to say it, this was a good strategy that one of my advisors actually put down, and I read it and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. So it's kind of like when you go to the doctor, and you go to the doctor because, nutrition, you want to lose weight or you want to be better and things like that. It's kind of like being your financial doctor. What can I do? What are the possibilities? This is how my business is running.
Wow.
Is there enough cash flow for me to put away? I've been working in my own business for 20 years. Is there any money in it? Or is my business my retirement?
Yeah.
Because you want to sell out. So those are some of the topics. And that's how a team, it's not only one person working for you. And when I say for you, it's the company, but we're several of us putting our brainstorming together and seeing what is the best outcome in strategy. Not only it could be for retirement, it could be for benefits, it could be for personal, maybe you're selling to your children, passing on the business. So there's many things. So we brainstorm, we get together a team and we work for you. That's the type of service that we do for you.
It's similar to a lot of the things that we do at the chamber. So we can say, the chamber is also a business doctor, so to speak. We do assessments, evaluations to make sure we understand your position. And then, what do you want? And by when do you want it? And then we help you get there. So there's a lot of similarities in terms of process.
Right.
Even though your content or the things you guys do are incredibly important with regards to just the financial security of the future. So how do you compare then, because financial services folks that are out there, you can't throw a cat in the woodlands without hitting one. They're everywhere.
Yes.
No offense.
Yes.
And then just like there's a lot of realtors and there's a lot of churches in the woodlands and banks,
Yes.
So what's the big distinction between yourselves, for instance, and the guy from New York Life, for instance?
Okay.
Well, how do you distinguish one from the other?
That's a very excellent question. I want to say there's a lot of financial advisors out there, and my respects to everyone because it is a tough career, first of all. But secondly, I want to say financial advisors, it's kind of like having your general doctor.
Sure.
Okay.
General practitioner.
Exactly. General practitioner.
Never mind.
So
it's easy for you to say my
yes. So when you want, a specialist, that's when you got to go and find, what does this financial advisor specializes in? You don't want to go to a general doctor or general financial advisor and them just having a broad idea but not being able to specialize or custom something for you.
It's interesting because it's like me going right now to my general family doctor, which is 1488 Family Medicine. They're right down the street. They're one of our members. Versus me going to the right person, which is an optometrist, someone who will check my eyes because I need to see one. I have that thing they call, what do they call it, dry eye, I guess.
Okay.
That's what she says, And so the optometrist is Dr. Sana Malik. She's in Pro Optics in Houston. And I should be going to her versus going to a regular doctor, because the regular doctor is going to send me to her. And
That's
he
right.
doesn't really know about eyes as much as she does.
Exactly.
That's the kind of thing you're saying, that you're more specialized.
Yeah, a more specialist.
Mm.
And when you actually find a group of specialists, let's say, then you're gonna want to narrow it down to service.
Right.
What type of service?
We're here with Martha Rios. Martha's with Altus Consulting Group. It's a benefits and much more organization that can help your company. When we come back, we're going to talk to Martha even further about just more detail about how she can work with you, how you can get a hold of her. So please stay with us. It's a very interesting conversation. We'll be right back.
The Hispanic Chamber Connection is sponsored by the Yamel Insurance Agency, located at 719 Sawdust Road, Suite 103, The Woodlands, Texas. The Yamel Agency is a family-owned insurance agency that provides home, life, automobile, and umbrella insurance coverage. Since 2006, the Yamel Agency has been a bilingual insurance service for businesses and private citizens in the Montgomery County area. For more information on the Yamel Insurance Agency, please visit the Hispanic Chamber Connection at www.irlonestar.com/HCC. The Yamel Insurance Agency is available by telephone at 832-525-5656 or online www.yamelagency.com. The Yamel Insurance Agency is a sponsor of this program, and the Hispanic Chamber Connection thanks you.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app for your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That is Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
We're back. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. And I'm here with Martha Rios, also known as Maria Flores. You're not Maria? You're not Maria?
No, I've been called Maria before, but I'll still answer. But you won't find me.
Still answer. That's funny. Let me tell you why I asked this. I have 5 sisters. Actually, I used to have 6, but I have 5 sisters. And Maria Teresa, Maria de Lourdes, Maria Guadalupe, Maria de Los Angeles, they're all Maria. Okay. And it's a real tradition. So you've heard of the glass guru. The glass guru?
Yes.
Okay. So he was at our meeting today. And he's like, hey, I want to introduce you to my daughter. My daughter's name is Maria. I'm like, Maria? Isn't your other daughter Maria too? He goes, yeah, they're all named Maria. So it's a real tradition in Christian families.
It is.
To name their children either Juan, Jesus, Jose, Maria, of course. And what's the other one? Martha? No. Maria's the biggest one.
Yeah, Maria.
Yeah. So it's just like John, but we really go after the gusto, because we do call our kids Jesus. We don't care. Right?
Yeah.
And in English, they don't call their kids Jesus.
No.
They get weird.
Yes.
And then, of course, if a guy happens to be named Jesus, they say Jesus. They don't say Jesus.
That's right.
And like, why don't you just say the word?
Right.
They won't say it.
Right.
They think they might get a thunderbolt or some lightning or something will happen. I don't know. Anyway, I've always thought that's kind of curious,
It is.
because even like the Muslim groups, they name all their kids Muhammad.
Yes.
So that's after their prophet, right? Muhammad. And they don't mind calling them Muhammad, Mo. Hey, Mo, for short,
Right.
And it's cool. But in English, we don't call our kids Jesus.
No.
Okay. So guys, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what the situation is, but we're in Montgomery County. And so we're just going to say we respect you and it's cool. All right. We understand. That's the camera, Martita. You did know that, right?
No.
You're also on public access television.
Oh.
So say hello to the TV people. All
hello.
Right. Okay. Let's come back and be serious now. All right. Altus Consulting. When I think about my 401k in my company, and when I'm doing a 401k, what would make me want to say, okay, I need to call a different group because something's not happening with our 401ks? What kind of things make people want to call you?
That's a great question. Usually some HRs or companies or owners may experience some difficulties in the 401ks, probably sometimes being limited on how much they can put away into the 401k. Sometimes if there's not enough participation on behalf of the rank and file, some of the owners will get some money back and you're trying to save for retirement, and here you are limited to only putting in $1,000 or $2,000.
Sure.
You're like, but why? I'm putting this 401k in place so I can put away $18,500 every year, and why am I limited? And that's participation. So those are testing issues, and that's per IRS and DOL compliance, and those are requirements under the 401k. And the other thing is that there are ways around that we can help you with, to where owners can actually put away as much as they can up to the maximum allowed, with disregard to how much rank and file is putting away.
Okay. So I'm an owner. I own a business. I have a manufacturing plant. In fact, let's do this. I have a restaurant with 25 employees. They kind of have 401k, but I'm really not sure, because I have all these people calling me all the time. I'm too busy. I'm running the restaurant, right? But I know of the benefits of, as an owner, of having a company like yours come in. How fast or how easy is the process for me to kind of understand you and begin doing business with you? Is that something you guys can do pretty simply?
Yes, we try to break it down as simple as we can, and we try to use good terms, understanding terms. So we come in and we analyze. We do come in and ask you a couple of questions. What is the goal? What are you trying to achieve? Why is the 401k? Who's more interested in the 401k? Is it the owners, or is it because, or is it that you're doing it for the employees? Because some owners may say, I have my retirement funded already. I don't need help on that. I just want to do something for my employees. Or it can be vice versa. So depending on what the scenario is, we can actually target that goal, and we can create that. So usually by our first meeting, we actually take notes, and we kind of set down, I want to say, a rough draft. And usually we get the deal on our first meeting. It doesn't take the second. Process to start. Once they say yes, let's move on, then we start quoting. So we ask for quoting to see where we analyze all that. We actually work with about 12 carriers, and we try to get quoting for that. And we present only the top 3 best ones that we think it's going to be a best fit on various scenarios. It can be cost, service, things like that. And then that process is usually, I want to say, it takes about 30 to 45 days to implement.
Wow. Okay. So they really have to understand the value of the whole thing first.
Yes.
I think that's part of your challenge, is you have to be out there educating the public a lot.
Yes.
Especially because the person I was thinking about, on whom I'm basing some of these questions, owns a restaurant. His name is actually Roberto, and he owns a restaurant called La Cocina de Roberto.
Yes.
And I've asked him questions about his 401k and the things he's doing. His eyes kind of glaze over, and he goes, my wife does that. Then I asked the wife, and she goes, I don't know. But I still say something like, I know we have something, but I'm not sure what it is.
Right.
So at some point, we need to go have tacos with Roberto.
Yes.
I mean, just to see.
I'd like to.
See if he understands. I don't think they do, because they're so, let's put it, so uncomplicated about their business.
Yes.
That they don't get mixed up in all kinds of stuff that makes them think too much. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes. And that's where we come in. We want to take away that load off of business owners, that instead of them trying to do the research, trying to understand all this complexity, we do all that brainstorming for them. So that way they can focus back into their business, and we'll take care of their benefit side, and we do that research for them.
And how does that, they end up paying you. Is it a part of the overall? How does that work?
Actually, they don't pay us. The record keepers that we bring them to is the record keepers are the ones that pay us. They pay us.
All right. So
it's all wrapped in
one giant package.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So they don't have to worry so much about understanding fees and stuff like that.
That's right.
And something that our listeners need to really remember is that Martha also is the mom of 2.
Yes.
And she has like 5 horses, I think. But bottom line, guys, is this is an extremely patient and extremely loving and caring person. And this is what you want when you have complicated systems like this that business owners fear. Because when they hear things, that it's money and it's finances and it's stuff like that, they need to talk to someone who can actually understand them and engage in conversation. And because Martha's so versatile, I still remember some pictures I saw of her at the Eiffel Tower. And then she was also in Italy, and with the guy that was wearing a striped shirt. I'm not sure what that was all about, but still, right? You went to
Yes.
Greece and all this other stuff that you guys did last year. Was it
Yes.
last year?
A year and a half ago.
I remember because I
Yes.
saw you like, wow, look about that. I know her. Anyway, so this is a worldly person who can speak to people on their terms, and I think that matters. Go ahead.
Yes, it does. Prior to me coming to Altus Consulting Group, I used to work. I was a client relationship manager, and I also was an enrollment specialist. So one of my duties that I enjoyed very, very much was educating people, employee meetings, and talking to them about the benefits and being able to talk to them one-on-one as well.
So if you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, I also put something on LinkedIn. You can actually see Martha in action, and you'll see that she actually exemplifies someone who is a teacher, someone who can help some of our business owners. I have another business owner who just joined. They have a coffee shop. They have like 10 employees. And I'm thinking, okay, are these guys, and of course they'll be open to listening and talking to you because you can relate to them,
Yes.
And that really goes a long way in sales.
Yes,
so
it does.
I want to be sure that we talk about them. No, that I introduce you to them as soon as possible.
Great.
Before I
I'd
forget.
love to. Yes.
So please remind me. If you feed me, I respond much better as well.
Okay.
Very good.
Done deal.
So speaking of that, when you have organizations, then is that the size? What are the best sizes for you guys?
Well, I'll tell you, we have existing clients now that some are self-employed.
Okay.
Yeah, so self-employed, and some that are, doctors. We have doctors, we have staffing, we have transportation companies, we have a modeling agency. So it just depends on what the person needs and what best fits them. Now, a 401k may not be the fit for that small company. So we do have alternatives. We have other products, for example, employer deducted IRA. Those are just IRAs. There's no cost. The only duty that a person would have to do in that case is submit the contributions on behalf of the employees. And that is very, very simple. Now, once that is engaged, and if there's an interest where people are being able to put more money away than the IRA limit is, then that's when we start brainstorming for a 401k to see if it makes sense.
Wow.
401k, it does cost more money because there's more compliance in their issues, Department of Labor testings and so forth that needs to be done. And of course, all that is not at no cost. So there's a fee for that. But if you want to keep it simple, we have simple plans that we can actually start a company with.
I think that really matters. That's really important.
Yes.
So let me change the subject real quick, Martita, because I have something else I needed to ask you about.
Yes.
And here it is. I recently saw you. Were you a judge or something like that in Miss America? Or Miss Houston? Or what was this thing you were looking at?
Miss Mexico, USA.
That was this weekend, right?
It was. It was on Sunday.
I saw you in the thing there, like, hey, I know her. I always say that when I see you on Facebook. But I saw that you were with your sisters.
Yes.
And your sisters, and for those of you listening, you have to imagine this, that they look very unique because every one of them has a certain look, and it's a very beautiful sort of presentation that they have among the four of them, silver hair and all glamorous, whatever. But Marta was like, you on the runway, so to speak. Were you there?
I was there. I did not do any modeling or any runway.
That's what I thought. Okay. So you were sitting next to the runway watching.
I was sitting next to it, yes.
This is Martha Rios, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk more to Martha about her doings and not doings with Miss Mexico, with the Altus Consulting Group, and much more when we come back. So please stay with us. We'll be right back.
The Hispanic Chamber Connection is sponsored by the Yamel Insurance Agency, located at 719 Sawdust Road, Suite 103, The Woodlands, Texas. The Yamel Agency is a family-owned insurance agency that provides home, life, automobile, and umbrella insurance coverage. Since 2006, the Yamel Agency has been a bilingual insurance service for businesses and private citizens in the Montgomery County area. For more information on the Amel Insurance Agency, please visit the Hispanic Chamber Connection at www.irlonestar.com/HCC. The Amel Insurance Agency is available by telephone at 832-525-5656 or online www.amelagency.com. The Amel Insurance Agency is a sponsor of this program, and the Hispanic Chamber Connection thanks you.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776 with your questions. Get seen on TV, YouTube, and heard on our podcast, FM, and internet radio. Support your local radio station with Lone Star Community Radio.
Hispanic Chamber Connections with Dr. Carlos Sanchez, President of the Woodlands Conroe Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, featuring event announcements, member highlights, and more. Tuesdays at 1 p.m., broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
We're back. We are back. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. I know that there's a lot of you listening right now wondering, how easy is it for Dr. Carlos and his guests to get to the radio station from where they come from? And, our meeting is on 45. So it's Spring Creek Barbecue. It's in Shenandoah. So it's about 15 minutes from here. But, it's interesting you would ask. A couple of adventures. Once, I was driving up this way on 45 and traffic slowed down like real bad, right? So it went and like, oh my God, I'm going to be late. And when I finally reached the point where people were stopping to see, there was half a boat in the highway, half a boat.
Oh, no.
So the other half, who knows where it went? It was only the front half of the boat. So the whole half that has the engine and all that, gone.
Wow.
So something happened to the other half a boat. So anyway, that's my boat story. Then one time, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. One time, I was driving this way with a beautiful girl that I picked up somewhere. I'm joking. I didn't pick her up somewhere. She came to our meeting, and then she accompanied me here to the radio show. But when we were driving, a semi that was to our right, like swerved or something,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
It scared the bejesus out of both. The girl, by the way, is Martha Rios, who's with us today.
Yes.
But it really scared. And I was driving a brand new car,
Yes.
so we're about to use my insurance.
Yes. I was trying to push you out of the
You're
way.
pushing me out of the car. I'm like, what are you doing? So instinctively, she said, get out of the way. The thing was, it cleared my sinuses for 3 days. So it was good to be scared that way for me.
Good.
But that's what it takes to get all the way up here, guys. It's no big deal. It's just a brief drive. But 45 is 45. You just never know. You have to be really careful. And if you don't know what to do, make sure you talk to Martha about her employer-deducted IRAs. Martita, tell us what is an employer-deducted IRA?
Yeah, thank you. An employer-deducted IRA, some people may know it as a payroll IRA as well. And what that is, it's if you're not ready for a 401k, maybe you're too small or maybe the funds is not there. A 401k is usually like when you have plans to really max out. That's the goal. Max out the IRS limit, which is $18,500. And if that is not a possible goal at this time, but you still want to go ahead and save, then you can actually implement what is called a payroll IRA. And there's no maintenance fees. There's no testing. There's no auditing from the IRS DOL. So basically, that is the very basic plan. So if I was a small company and I wanted to provide some type of benefit to my employees because I want to keep them happy, let's say you have great employees, but you're scared that eventually they're going to leave because you're not providing something that they really would like to or a benefit to them. This would be a great opportunity to go ahead and implement that and start with that. And eventually, as we can monitor that, that's what we do. we'll monitor that, the growth of it, and if it makes sense to eventually move it up to a 401k to where it makes sense.
Okay, so Martita, for some companies, when you talk about employee benefits, the benefits package generally has like health insurance and life insurance and vision, dental. Do you guys provide packages like that, or
we do? We do actually.
Wow.
We under Altus Consulting Group, we are several advisors that each of us actually have an expertise in each field. So it's not like you're like if I'm going to be coming out there and I'm going to talk to you about 401k and life insurance and
that's a lot of information.
It's a lot for one person. So that really doesn't make me an expertise. It just makes me somebody that knows a little bit of everything. So we do have advisors that actually specialize in that. If that is something of interest, then I can bring that person out or introduce you to that person. So
do you guys have a website, Martita?
We sure do. It is www.altuscg.com. And I'll go ahead and spell that out.
Yeah.
It's www.altuscg.
C as in Carlos?
C as in Carlos. G as in girl.com. So altuscg.com. And you will actually see a description and the other advisors' pictures and the description of what they specialize in.
Okay. So because I haven't heard you necessarily announce that you do employee benefits, you talk more about the specific one that you're specialized in.
That is correct.
Does that mean that you're not only a specialist in that benefit package, in that piece, but you're also out there a marketer? I mean, you're also looking for business. Is that kind of how it works? That is
correct. Yes, that is correct.
Wow. So you get to do both things.
Yes. I don't specialize in employee benefits, but I have my advisor at Altus Consulting Group that actually specializes in that. He has about 30 years of experience. That's the only thing he knows. So that, you will feel comfortable because that's what he's dedicated his life to be.
If somebody wants benefits.
If somebody wants benefits, I do have I have two other advisors that do personal financial planning. That's on a personal level.
Wow.
I can be, and that is something that we bring to the table to our clients as well. When we do enrollment meetings or benefits, if there's business owners or any other employee that says, you know what, I want to put all my things together, my personal finances together, who do I talk to?
Sure.
Then we have these personal financial planners that we connect them to.
So, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you listening, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to what we're talking about. It's so important that if you especially for retention and for things like that, and also for taking care of your employees. But as an employer, it's a smart thing for you to look at your own retirement and what you're putting away as a business owner, because the reason you're in business is exactly to be able to do what you want with your money at some point, and not let the business outlast you, but to actually take advantage of it,
Right.
And so Martha Rios and the Altus Consulting Group can help you with all of that. And Martha, I know that it's an easy process to make an appointment with you. What number should they call?
281-367-5393 is our general number. We do have extensions for the other individuals, but you're welcome to call 281-367-5393. Let our administrative person actually know the topic or what you're interested in or what you're looking for. She will connect you to that extension.
Okay, very good. So that is Martha Rios with the Altus Consulting Group, ladies and gentlemen. So any questions about your employee benefits, your 401k, your employee directed or reducted or deducted, all these things that Carlos can't pronounce at this time, please, it's employee benefits. And I know that there's companies listening to us right now, people that are in my mind right now that I know don't have extensive or comprehensive employee benefits. They barely have, some small thing.
Yeah. And Carlos, also want to mention some companies also they stay away from retirement plans and things like that because they believe they have this misconception probably that they cannot afford it.
Come on, guys. What are you talking about? You can't afford it. We know you can.
Yeah. So, but I mean, the payroll deducted IRA, it's the first step. It's a baby step where you can start off. Like I said, there's no cost to it, no maintenance. If you want to know more, just give us a call. We'll be glad to talk to you. And you can call us at 281-367-5393.
There you go. You've heard it. All right. So now that we've done all that business, Martita, and we have a little bit of time, we want to ask you some questions These are the surprise questions. I'm joking. But tell us a little bit about your involvement in the Houston area with regard to different groups that you're in, because you're on Facebook a lot. I mean, I don't think I see more people. I see you and I see myself, our members, and you know, especially on the weekends, you personally do all kinds of interesting things with different groups.
Yes. I am part of other chambers. And I think I'm more involved. Depending on what's going on, I can't be everywhere, unfortunately, which I love to be everywhere.
I demand, yeah.
But I got to sometimes pick and choose, but I also have a life. So sometimes, you know, I can't make it. I do have a family. And so I got to make sure that family is taken care of first.
But you go with family.
I do go with family. My sisters are, they are small business owners.
They have a whole show.
They do.
Tell us about your sister's show. It's called Entre Amigas.
Entre Mujeres.
Tell them what that means.
Yes.
Please.
Entre Mujeres means between us women.
Between us girls.
Between us girls.
Whatever.
You know, just keep it between us girls. Yes. My sister is a host, Norma Flores is one of the hosts, and along with her host partner, Juanis Lopez, she's a makeup artist as well. Them both are small business owners. My sister Norma has an income tax and record keeping office that she's maintained for about almost 30 years. Juanis Lopez is actually a makeup artist, and she has actually opened up her school to certify people that want to.
That's amazing.
Yes. So they're coming up on their 3rd year anniversary of their show, and they're going to have a reception hopefully soon.
We'll be there.
Definitely. Hopefully you are invited.
Chicken wings and something else. Okay. So I'm here with Martha Rios, guys. Martha Rios with Altos Consulting Group, all about employee benefits. Great discussion. I mean, I think that's very interesting, everything you do, Martita. We could spend another 5 hours just talking about it. Thank you so much for being on the show. Could you tell us one more time, just real quick, the number they should call to get a hold of you?
Yes. You can call 281-367-5393.
I'm Dr. Carlos Sanchez, and this is the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. Thank you so much for being on the program. We will see you again here next week, where we interview the president of Lone Star College. This is Rebecca Riley. So thanks again for being on the show. We'll see you next week. Have a great week. Goodbye.
When I've given up and all hope is gone, she's always there.